Actually, it is going on. Complexity against Mouse. But this is more important, guys. Look who's playing. We have SlayerSCranK from Slayers. And he's up against SpiderSwim. PvP, man. This is, I think, our first time casting a PvP.
In this tournament, yes. I think you're right.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of ZVZs. We've seen a lot of those. We had a PVT. And then we have that amazing PVZ. We saw... Oh man, I hope I can get those. I hope those are going to be in VOD format somehow. I'll have to ask the admin, you know, how we can get that working. But yeah, man, we got a PvP on our hands today. In the middle left-hand location, we have Swim from Team Spider. I was given some information about him from the glorious administrator.
Team Way Spider, yep.
Yeah, Way Spider.
I think so. Yeah, that's what I was told as well.
Yep, and of course. Crank is his opponent in the middle right. He played in the last one.
Yep.
Did he get to? He got to the finals.
Place, I think.
And
Yeah,
played Ragnarok.
He lost to Ragnarok.
Okay. So this guy's good. And of course, MVP Tails is going to be awaiting the winner of this series. So you know what's interesting here? Tails is probably watching this, or I would be, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to have a PvP in the finals against one of these two players and they're playing a PvP, guess what? You can find out a lot of info about them. So, Tails, if you're watching the stream...
well, I think the problem is for Tails getting there. He has to hope to click the right buttons to actually get to the stream.
I guess we could have linked it.
But I think his English is pretty good, where he can understand what the buttons mean and come here.
Yeah, I know him and Naniwa are pretty good friends.
Okay.
You know, I think they lived in the MVP house for a bit when Naniwa was on Complexity, and they had that partnership with MVP. So,
yeah,
and me and Tails were talking a little bit in the lobby or whatever, or in the BattleNet client, and he understood me. So, you know,
cool,
pretty cool.
Yeah,
I love those Korean players who are like really interact with the foreign community. It's really awesome to see, and I hope we see more of it in the future.
I completely agree, but let's go ahead and look at the openings of our players. Looks like Crank is actually opening up with double gas. Also going to get double stalkers, excuse me, double gateways, so he's going to be able to produce double stalkers here rather quickly. And this is a really solid build to defend any kind of early 4 gates. Usually want to chrono boost your stalkers. There we go. We do see the first stalker being chrono boosted. Warp gate as well, getting started for both players relatively at the same time. Very similar opening here from Spider as well. Double gateway. He's also going to start chrono boosting some stalkers out. And the question here is, there is a second gas already down here for Crank. There is no second gas here for Spider. So, you know, that's interesting.
I think Spider's 4 gate. Oh, there's his second gas. Now, this is interesting because the Cyber Core Warp Gate is a pretty decent distance ahead. We're at 75 there and 60. So there's that's actually a lot of time in PvP. And Crank is going to be going for a Twilight Council. Interesting. This looks like a build that I use on the ladder. Getting those 3 stalkers out. Let's see, did he put his 3rd pylon down? Okay, he did put his 3rd pylon down. And look at where he's putting these buildings.
He's hiding them
yeah,
really, really
so
nice.
This kind of implies DT. And he's going to have enough gas because he has 2 gases and he's making.
You know what? I
think
it might be DT, but you never know. He can always turn on a 3rd gateway and go for 3 gate blink, possibly even go 4 gate blink, which can be done as well on one base. But the thing is, both players are actually just moving around the map, trying to scout for proxy pylons, and there is a pylon being placed down here for Spider. Is he going to get spawned by Crank? Oh my god. Okay, Crank sees the pylon, but the thing is, he's not even going to go attack the pylon. It looks like he wants to go directly for the units here. Now he's going to finally pull back. Yeah, he does see the pylon here of SpiderSwim, and what is it going to be? Is it going to be blink? There we go. We do see the blink technology getting started. Looks like the stalkers are going to engage. Warp gate already completed for Swim. Swim immediately going to warp in a few units, and oh my god. Crank really needs to pull back some of these units, and 36 supply right now. Looks like Swim going to move up the ramp, and it's looking really, really bad for Crank. He needs to warp in some units. Warp gate just now going to get completed. Forced to pull probes off the mineral line. And who do you think is going to hold off here, man? Crank needs to warp in some units.
My camera was not cooperating. Well, the good thing for Crank here is Spider was just trying to fake this aggression. He wasn't really expecting to be able to break the ramp of his opponent, and because he only had 2 gateways behind this. Right, it wasn't a 4 gate. I mean, if this was a 4 gate, I think SpiderSwim would have already won this game. But now Crank is getting a good amount of stalkers on the field, and Spider should not be engaging here. Blink is about to finish, though. I think Spider's going to lose right here, right now. I think it's going to happen because Crank is going to follow these stalkers, and guess what's about to finish for Crank?
Blink is going to finish,
Good
but
guess.
I think SpiderSwim's going to be able to run away, man. Because if you look back home, he has a robotics facility.
I know,
He
but
already has an
if he
immortal on
hadn't
the
killed the
way.
pylon there and just kept running after the units of his opponent, he has Blink. He can catch them, and they would
Okay,
all die.
yeah,
and then
that's right,
And then
that's right.
SpiderSwim loses. But Crank stopping to
But
kill
wow,
the pylon.
SpiderSwim actually kind of lagging there, just hanging out here with the stalkers. Looks like now he's finally going to pull back. But what is SpiderSwim going to do following up into this? It looks like he's going to add 2 additional gateways. Also going to throw down a robotics bay. So this is going to be 1 base Colossus, which is going to be pretty good against what Crank's doing. He does have Blink, but the thing is he's being very, very aggressive with this Blink and to start to throw down a few proxy pylons. Let us take a quick look at the units count. 9 stalkers against 4 stalkers and 1 immortal. Is there a second immortal on the way? Yes, there is. It's about nearing completion here, about 23 seconds in. And the thing is, man, these immortals are going to be amazing against these stalkers. The stalker count is just not high enough. And the Colossus, once that Colossus comes out, I think Crank might actually be in a little bit of trouble.
So let me explain what happened there. Crank was being really aggressive. He wanted to kill his opponent there, okay? And he built a forward pylon, right? So he was looking, all right, I'm going to break my opponent. Then he noticed there's an immortal on the high ground. So he's like, all right, never mind. He canceled his pylon and then stopped being aggressive. However, SpiderSwim, he just didn't know that. He still thought his opponent would be aggressive, so he made a second immortal. And that's super important because if he had known that his opponent wasn't going to continue with the aggression, he wasn't going to make a second immortal, and then his Colossi would have come down a little bit sooner. And oh my god, I thought Crank was expanding. He had a probe at his expansion. And Crank must have seen something and decided that he's not going to expand. So I was going to say that SpiderSwim is his push with the Colossus is going to be a little bit later, which would give Crank enough time to get his expansion up and worth it. But Crank is not going to expand here. So a lot of back and forth mind games going on here. And we're left at SpiderSwim having Colossi way before his opponent. And Crank, losing track of some stalkers in the middle of the map here, has Blink. Crank gonna die here? I don't...
It looks like it. There's a pylon already in position. He's going to start warping in some units. He's moving across the map.
I don't see how he deals with this composition. I don't see how he deals with this composition.
The Colossus and the 2 immortals should be plenty enough to be able to even take care of these stalkers. And the problem is the only tech he has right now is Blink. He's chrono boosting out an immortal, but he's supply blocked. And it looks like he's going to try to engage and Crank.
Base trade. Is that what he's going for?
I think he should pull back. A base trade would not be a good option. There we go. It looks like he's probably going to pull back here, try to defend his base, but at the same time, more pylons coming in position. He is going to get the force field up, but that Colossus, of course, can always go up the force field. There we go, and Crank might be in a little bit of trouble. He needs to blink up to the high ground to be able to protect this. And what Crank is going to try to do is going to try to blink up, focus down the Colossus, because that's the one that's really trying to get as much damage, and going to force the probes off of the mineral line. And man, he actually just might be able to hold this off, but you know, the thing is the Colossus is going to be so important. He's going to blink down. No, he's not. Smart move. You don't want to really overextend yourself, but at the same time, more units going to be warped in. Is he finally going to get... Oh my god, he lost the robotics facility.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, the immortal is not even going to come out, and I think Swim's just going to win here. Just needs to buy himself as much time, get the right units to move up the ramp, and Crank man gonna go for a counterattack.
Crank can't engage. He can't engage this comp from his opponent. So he's gonna go directly for the base trade, blinking up into the main, and now the fun stuff starts beginning. Okay, now we gotta look at the pros, we gotta look at the economy, we gotta look at who has buildings left, who doesn't have buildings left, because it's a race. It's a race to see. It's a base race. That's essentially what it is.
Yeah. And force fields are gonna go up here at the ramp of Crank. A lot of probes are gonna go down. The thing is, 3 probes for Crank, 20 probes up for Spider. Spider has 535 minerals, and that's cool. That's important, because if he does not want to get revealed, he needs to throw down some, not some, obviously he's only able to get 1 Nexus. But Crank, you know, he's killing off a decent amount of probes. I believe, are there any probes on the map right now?
Yes.
There is a probe. He is going to take the Nexus at the natural here for Crank. And he's pretty much going to try to defend this as long as possible. Crank going to try to use the Blink technology to really pick off as many units as possible.
Important.
Off the
Oh no, Crank! Oh, he lost his observer. That's so huge. That is so huge. Crank now has no idea where SpiderSwim's army is going to be. And that's important when you have Blink Stalker and you're relying on never engaging your opponent's army. Or, if you're going to engage his army, catch units off guard. And if you have an observer, that makes that infinitely more easy to do. But now SpiderSwim is on with the observer, so he's going to have an advantage. And that's like, it's such a big deal, man. In a base trade, if you know where your opponent is, like, that's huge. That's so big. That's so big. Sorry.
I agree.
I kind of beat that
No,
point
you're absolutely right. And at the same time, both players seem to have enough minerals to afford Nexuses, so at this point, none of them are being revealed. Both players obviously supply block. There's a supply advantage here for SpiderSwim. 44 supply to 35 of Crank. Both players even in Harvester's 1 probe apiece, so you don't want to be losing that probe, man. Maybe if the Nexus possibly goes down, which is going to be very hard. He can build a pylon. Both of them do have the sufficient amount of minerals, but it looks like SpiderSwim going to move across the map right now.
Good.
You don't want to leave your Colossus alone like that, man. Blink Stalkers can pretty much come in, pick it off rather easily, but he's going to finally regroup with the Immortals, Sentries, Zealots, and Stalkers. Does he kill the probe? No, he does not. What was that he just killed?
Okay, 1 probe is left. Find the probes.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 1 probe left at the bottom for Crank. Swim is going to scout this out, and he's going to go kill the Nexus and kill the probe and win the game. But at the same time, Crank is coming to the middle right-hand location, going to take down this Nexus, but a simulator is being made.
Okay, the probe is
Crank,
okay. The probe is actually.
It's in the worst situation possible. That probe needs to be with his army. And does SpiderSwim know? Oh man, he's making the pylon. This probe has to get out. This probe has to get out.
He sees the probe, man.
It's
He's
over.
Gonna kill the probe. The probe is gonna die.
Spider wins.
And Spider wins. That's it. He has the simulator.
Wait.
So that means Crank is being revealed.
Where did he build?
Gonna go down.
Oh, he's 1 more pylon.
Where's the pylon?
Okay, it's a race. Okay, Crank needs to go kill this assimilator at the top left. That's all SpiderSwim has. He has no money to build anything else.
Well, the thing is, Spider has a pylon.
I know. It's a race to that. Oh, wait. Who? Wait, what?
Spider has a pylon and
where's his pylon?
So all SpiderSwim has to do is kill the pylon. SpiderSwim wins.
Oh,
he has the observer. He sees it. GG. SpiderSwim's gonna win, man.
Yeah.
Actually, hurry up. Yeah, hurry up. Come on, kill the pylon.
It's dead.
Pylon.
There's a pylon to the middle left too. Bottom left. There's one at the bottom left.
Okay. Hold on.
Now it's over.
Oh, this is crazy. Okay. SpiderSwim wins.
All right. So I saw 15 minerals left, but he had already queued up in a simulator being made. So, what a crazy game. What a crazy game.
And these situations happen a lot when you're going Blink Stalkers against Colossus. Sometimes you just don't have the amount of units to engage against a Colossus army, and you're kind of forced to put yourself in a position where you have to base trade. And it's not easy to base trade with Blink Stalkers against Colossus, because in a straight-up engagement without the sufficient amount of Stalkers, Colossus are pretty good. And the fact that he had the Immortals, the Zealots, the Sentries, he can always force field once Crank blinks away and just trap the units. And overall, man, that's sort of how PvP goes, and we're going to get into Game 2. So, SpiderSwim going to go up 1-0 in this best of 3, so this is the second semifinals. We're going to go into the finals after this, this best of 3.